is yours. Fall is the perfect time to extend your summer, only on the Currituck Outer Banks.
Good morning, America. New overnight, President Trump praising a congressman who assaulted a journalist.
Any guy that can do a body slam, he's my kind.
Hours after promising severe consequences if the Saudis are responsible for killing that Washington Post columnist. And this morning, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo denying reports he's heard a recording of the gruesome murder.
Breaking news. The Justice Department now opening a major investigation into the Catholic Church sex abuse scandal.
The shocking footage. A woman carrying a 2-year-old, ringing a bell, dropping him on a stranger's porch, then running away. The latest on the investigation.
ABC News exclusive. The 9-year-old boy wrongly accused of groping a woman in that corner store Carolyn case, now telling his story.
It's still hard because I have this lately on my mind, like I can't think nothing more but this.
What he's asking for this morning.
The Boston Red Sox are headed to the World Series.
World Series bound. The Boston Red Sox knocking off the defending champion Astros a day after that play that may have cost the Astros their shot. The huge home run putting them a huge step closer to the title.
And Mega Millions morning. Lottery fever gripping the nation. So many hoping to be billionaire bound. The massive payday just hours away.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
Good morning, America. That is the perfect song for this Friday. I want to be rich. And it could be a very happy Friday for one lucky winner tonight.
That's right. So many people feeling the lottery fever. I'm going to go out and get my ticket as soon as the show's over. Nearly $1 billion up for grabs, and that's just the Mega Millions.
I've got to dream big. Take a look at the lines in Nevada. People hoping to score the winning ticket for tonight's big drawing.
And this is the machine in Atlanta that's going to decide those winning numbers. And ABC's Gio Benitez, he has more to store in Rutherford, New Jersey, that people consider lucky. It's a lucky store, Gio?
Yeah, that's right, Michael. Good morning to you. Listen, that's because years ago, a woman bought 10 quick picks here, ended up winning the $258 million jackpot. Yogi right here sold that ticket. And take a look at this. Just about a year and a half ago, $2 million with a winning ticket here. And people across this country hope they are just as lucky. This morning, millions are vying for Mega Millions, hoping to score that nearly $1 billion jackpot tonight.
You know, somebody's got to win it. It might as well be one of us.
The frenzy especially dramatic on the California-Nevada border, where people are standing in line for as long as 3 hours, waiting to get their tickets.
It's worth it if we get the ticket.
Our Marcy Gonzalez is there.
How long have you been waiting in this line?
What, 2 hours?
It's been 2.5 hours.
So many of those in line from coast to coast are buying tickets for both the Mega Millions game tonight and tomorrow night's Powerball. And if you're lucky enough to win both, that could be a staggering $1.4 billion payout.
One of the first things we're going to buy is we're going to buy a place.
And there's a Gucci purse that I want that costs $25K. That's probably the first thing I'd buy.
Important advice, because now someone in this country may be just hours away from becoming America's next instant billionaire. And look, the chances of winning one ticket, just one of those games, that's pretty tough. But the chances of winning both the Mega Millions and the Powerball, we're talking about 1 in 88 quadrillion. Michael, I don't even know what that number looks like.
You know what it says, Gio? It says we got a chance. That's what it says. All right, thank you so much, Gio. Amy?
All right, Michael, now to President Trump at a rally overnight praising the congressman who body slammed a reporter just hours after warning of very severe consequences if Saudi Arabia is responsible for the apparent death of that Washington Post reporter. ABC's Ian Pannell has the latest on all of that. Good morning to you, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Amy. The act of violence against a journalist that the president was celebrating at last night's rally was something the Montana congressman himself apologized for last year, even pleading guilty to misdemeanor assault charges. And the newspaper whose journalist was attacked, The Guardian, is warning that in the aftermath, of Jamal Khashoggi's possible murder. These comments could invite, quote, assaults on journalists across the world. Overnight at a rally in Montana, President Trump praised Republican Representative Greg Gianforte for body slamming a journalist.
Any guy that can do a body slam, he's my kind of... He's my guy.
This coming after Gianforte was charged with assaulting Guardian reporter Ben Jacobs back in 2017, an incident caught on audio tape.
But you gotta... You guys, you just body slammed me and broke my glasses.
I said, oh, this is terrible. He's going to lose the election. Then I said, well, wait a minute. I know Montana pretty well. I think it might help him. And it did.
This as President Trump threatens severe consequences if the Saudis are found responsible for the murder of Washington Post writer Jamal Khashoggi.
Well, it'll have to be very severe. I mean, it's bad stuff.
ABC News has been told exclusively that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo allegedly heard an audio recording of the writer's murder during meetings in Ankara, according to a senior Turkish official who spoke anonymously. The official adds that Pompeo was also given a transcript of the recording. But overnight, Pompeo vigorously denied the claims.
I've heard no tape, I've seen no transcript, and the network that reported that ought to pull down the headline that says I have.
When asked for comment yesterday, the White House referred questions back to the State Department. On his way to that rally yesterday, President Trump was asked if he believed Khashoggi was dead.
It certainly looks that way to me. It's very sad.
But Pompeo's urging the need for more time, saying the Saudis promised him a complete and thorough investigation.
I told President Trump this morning that we ought to give them a few more days to complete that.
And now, new details appear to tie a member of the Saudi royal family's entourage to the incident. Images from a pro-government Turkish newspaper claim to show one alleged member of that squad, Maha Abdulaziz Mutreb, in Istanbul the day the journalist went missing. In the newly released images, Mutreb is seen apparently entering the Saudi consulate just hours before Khashoggi. Later that evening, Mutreb is then allegedly outside the consul general's home, the same one that became a key focus for Turkish investigators, and seen clearing security at the airport before apparently leaving Turkey. Well, one other development. After much pressure and delay, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin also pulling out of that major Saudi tech conference, joining a long list of CEOs and companies also deciding not to attend, leaving Saudi plans for a Davos in the desert in tatters. Whit?
Ian Panel in Istanbul, our thanks to you. And at that rally in Montana we mentioned last night, the president also taking on the battle over the border as a caravan of thousands of migrants heads to the U.S. The immigration debate front and center ahead of the midterm elections. ABC's Mary Bruce is at the White House with more. Mary, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Well, the president continues to be on this midterm campaign blitz, and he's hammering the issue of immigration, while questions about how to tackle this challenge are sparking some testy exchanges here in the West Wing. At that rally in Montana, President Trump incensed about the rising level of border crossings.
It's going to be an election of the caravan. You know what I'm talking about.
Trump whipping up his supporters as a caravan of migrants from Honduras make their way to the U.S. More than 3,000 people fleeing violence and poverty.
It's my problem. I caused it. Because I have created such an incredible economy. I have created so many jobs. I've made this country with you so great that everybody wants to come in. So they're all pouring in or trying to.
Back at the White House, the issue reached a boiling point Thursday, sparking an explosive shouting match between Chief of Staff John Kelly and National Security Advisor John Bolton. The two men cursing at each other outside the Oval Office. In a statement, Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says, while we are passionate about solving the issue of illegal immigration, we are not angry at one another. The administration's frustrated that their policies have not discouraged migrants from flowing into the U.S. A record number of families have been apprehended at border crossings, up nearly 40% this summer. With the midterm elections now just 2 weeks away, Trump's made clear he thinks immigration excites his base and is good politics, tweeting great midterm issue for Republicans. Now he's ramping up the rhetoric.
I'm willing to send the military to defend our southern border if necessary. All caused because of the illegal immigration onslaught brought by the Democrats.
Threatening to close our southern border if Mexico doesn't do more. Mexico sending planes of police to intercept the caravan. Now that fight between the president's two top aides was apparently so heated that it's renewed rumors of a possible White House departure. But sources tell us that neither Bolton nor Kelly have any plans to resign, at least not over this fight. Michael.
All right, we'll see how this all plays out. Thank you so much, Mary. And now to breaking news in that sex abuse scandal rocking the Catholic Church. The U.S. Justice Department has now opened an investigation in Pennsylvania. ABC's David Wright is here with the latest. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Michael. This is believed to be the first time that the federal government has launched a statewide investigation of sexual abuse in the church. Before, so far as we know, they've only looked at cases in individual communities. So this is a significant development.
The federal grand jury issued subpoenas this week to Roman Catholic leaders across Pennsylvania, seeking a trove of sensitive documents and testimony about past abuse cases. Federal prosecutors clearly following up on the work of the Pennsylvania grand jury, which this summer gave the first comprehensive view of abuses going back 70 years.
Priests were raping little boys and girls, and the men of God who were responsible for them not only did nothing, they hid it all for decades.
The statute of limitations had already expired on the vast majority of those cases. What's not yet clear is whether federal charges might apply. The Pennsylvania report is part of a worldwide reckoning over the church's past history of abuse and the massive cover-up that enabled it for years. Here in the U.S., Pennsylvania was the first to take on the issue statewide. Now, a number of other states are following suit. Already, the Pennsylvania report has had a major fallout within the church, prompting the resignation this month of one of America's most prominent Catholic leaders, Cardinal Donald Wuerl of Washington, D.C. U.S. bishops have also launched a nationwide investigation of their own, with the Pope's blessing, with a particular view to holding church leaders accountable for the cover-up.
The U.S. bishops actually wanted the Pope to go even further. They wanted what's called an apostolic visitation. That's kind of like the papal equivalent of a special council. But Pope Francis turned them down, so instead the bishops are going to be investigating themselves. But you've got at least a dozen states looking into this now, plus this federal probe. This is a big deal.
And possibly more down the road.
Nobody's ever done a nationwide look at it, so that presumably would be what would follow.
All right, thank you so much, David.
Thank you, David. Well, now to that deadly flooding emergency in the South. Flood watch is in effect now for Texas as those rivers rise and more drenching rain moves in. ABC's Victor Okendo is in Austin with all the latest on that situation. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Amy. More rain again this morning. Every drop is bad news at this point. This is the Mansfield Dam. You can see that water just gushing out of those floodgates as Lake Travis approaches record levels. This morning, Central Texas bracing for more rain. The floodgates are open on multiple dams across the area. More than a foot of rain in the last week has turned rivers into raging rapids. Families rescued by boat, high water vehicles bringing others to higher ground. At the Buchanan Dam, 8 floodgates are open. In Austin, officials hoping they don't have to open more floodgates on the Mansfield Dam. If they do, communities downstream will flood. Lake Travis has taken on more water than the city of Austin normally uses in 4 years. Bill Lockett is one of thousands whose home may be in peril.
I have some concern that this is going to get more serious than we've ever seen it.
Across the flood zone, at least 2 bodies have been found in the floodwaters.
Unbelievable.
In the town of Kingsland, the water receding, the cleanup beginning. And for those who live along lakes and rivers, they'll be on high alert. Flood watches have been extended through this evening. Whit.
All right, Victor, thanks so much. Now to new details on that amazing rescue. A man falling down a 100-foot mine shaft in Arizona, breaking his legs, surrounded by snakes, stranded for 2 days. ABC's Eva Pilgrim is here with more on how he was finally saved. Eva, good morning.
Good morning. With that 62-year-old man found because he did a really smart thing. He told a friend if he wasn't back in 2 days to come looking for him, and that's exactly what the friend did, finding him screaming.
A remarkable rescue caught on tape. Search and rescue crews in Arizona pulling this man to safety after being trapped in an Arizona mine.
He's
legs broke all to hell, and you're going to have somebody to rappel down in there.
62-year-old John Waddell went searching for gold on Monday, but ended up trapped at the bottom of that dark hole for more than 2 days.
The actions of the folks standing here with me and many others who are not present saved a life yesterday in a very challenging circumstance that had incredibly dangerous dynamics.
According to authorities, Waddell rappelled halfway down a 100-foot mine shaft when he fell more than 50 feet, breaking both of his legs. The conditions, brutal. No food or water, trapped in a den of rattlesnakes.
He's tough. 3 of them he said he killed, I guess.
Waddell made a deal with his friend Terry Schrader to go looking for him if he didn't return.
As I pulled up in the truck, I could hear him hollering, "Help, help."
Rescuers arriving on the scene, hooking up hundreds of feet of rope, creating a pulley system to lift the man out of the darkness.
I've been around a few rescues, but nothing like this.
And to survive, he had to kill 3 snakes in that mine shaft. He is recovering this morning, but all of us, I don't know that it's worth going down that mine shaft looking for gold.
And so this was for gold. Instead, he gets the pit of snakes.
Yes.
It's one thing to break the legs, but the snakes.
That's a whole other
That's a whole
thing.
different ballgame.
He has a good friend, though.
Yeah.
Friends
Yes, he
looking out
does.
for him.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Eva. And now to a big night for the NBA. King James, he made his Lakers debut, taking the court in the purple and gold for his first regular season game, number 23. And he started the night off like only LeBron can, with a steal and a nice tomahawk slam dunk. He finished out the game with 26 points. That looks like Witt back in high school. But unfortunately, his 26 weren't enough to help the Lakers. They lost to the Trailblazers 119 to 128.
I was a soccer player, so.
Okay. I'm just trying to make you look good to the world.
But the Lakers are excited. They got King James in the house. It's a big deal in Los Angeles.
And you know what? There's a big celebration right now going on. Sorry, Michael.
Yep.
For Boston.
Can't say
That
I'm
city
happy.
waking up happy. See what I did there? Because the Red Sox are heading to the World Series. The Sox beating the defending champs Strahan's Houston Astros last night, winning the American League pennant. This comes a day after that play that may have cost the Astros their shot. We all remember this. Woo! Boston. Oh, Boston going back to the World Series now for the first time since 2013, hoping to win their 4th championship since 2004. After the win, the team sang happy birthday to their first-year manager, Alex Cora, who turned 43.
Young man. Oh.
Yeah, and they may have an even bigger celebration ahead if they can win it all. We'll see.
Well, we're just going to get away from that story. Now we're going to go to Rob, who has more on that rain that's heading for Texas. Hey, Rob.
Hey, good morning again, Michael. You know, Houston, they were champs last year, but this time, as much as it pains me to say it, Boston did outplay them. They're a solid team this year. Good luck to them in the World Series. All right, we've got more rain coming. Unfortunately, they've actually extended the flash flood watches, Austin, San Antonio, and now into Dallas and Fort Worth area through this evening. Flood warnings as well, a little bit farther west of that. This front will come down and squeeze a little bit more moisture, and it's not going to take much to flood this area because it is saturated, another 3 or so inches there. It will dry out starting on Sunday. Time now for your weekend getaways, brought to you by CarMax.
What does it take to work at CarMax? That's a great question.
If you'd stop in a monsoon to help someone change a tire, save a well that had beached itself,
You're gonna be okay, big guy. Push!
lend a hand in an old-timey barn raising, and if the middle school dance group was down to 1 member and you'd step in and lead them all the way to glory,
then CarMax is for you, because helping people is what our people are all about.
A frosty, cold start on this Friday, but temperatures by lunchtime today are going to feel really nice, up to 60 degrees with sunshine. Mid-60s for your 3 o'clock, for your 7 o'clock down to 60. Clouds will be moving in, and there are some showers that will come through the area after midnight, probably gone by 9 a.m. in the morning on Saturday. 68 degrees, high temperature for Saturday, still some lingering clouds, but Sunday is going to be quite chilly. 54 the high with wind chills in the 40s and more frost for early Monday morning.
This is the time of year to visit San Francisco because of this. The marine layer that comes in and out, and you can see it there over the Golden Gate Bridge, is usually pretty thin. They enjoy some sunshine, of course, home to the Golden State Warriors. And to answer your question, Whit, no, I cannot dunk. Never
Can't
could.
dunk.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
This guy could.
He could.
This guy could.
Hey, we all got our different gifts. Coming up, the ABC News exclusive, that 9-year-old boy at the center of that viral video wrongfully accused of grabbing a woman is telling his story only on GMA.